Representative Paulina Luna actually has a pretty good idea. And so, of course, it's going nowhere. See, she is a Republican congresswoman, and Mike Johnson is not having anything of what she wants to do to reform Congress to make it a little bit more accessible and fair for women serving in Congress. See, her idea is that she wants to allow women serving in Congress who've had kids to do proxy votes during the period when they're home with their children, effectively like a form of maternity leave that allows them to continue, doing what they're responsible for their constituents. And he's not a fan of it. He's not gonna let it happen. And she responded to that saying, among other things, this is something that I fundamentally disagree with him on. She said that it's not only anti-family, but it's also a slap in the face to the hundreds of thousands of voters who send members to represent them in DC. She says female members should not be forced to choose between representing their constituents and having children. Unless Congress embraces changes to reflect Americans' family values, we will not have true representation in Washington, DC. And so she apparently had a child last year. She had complications, meaning that there's an extended period of time where potentially she can't serve in person, but she'd still like to be able to do her job while also taking care of her own health, taking care of her family. And not only are they not gonna do it, Mike Johnson's not gonna do it, he's not gonna allow a vote on it. Maybe fearing that it might be popular and he just doesn't want it to actually happen. She says he will not let me bring it to the floor. Now, when I saw this, I thought, okay, that seems totally reasonable. If you want to do maternity leave and still vote, you should be able to do that. And then I thought, well then, if you want that, Paulina Luna, Republican, why don't you support actual maternity leave for everyone? And I Googled it, and she does. So a point in consistency on her part. I assumed she as a Republican would be against that. She's not. She's actually right on that. Now, she's not 100% not awful in the area. When Pete Buttigieg used paternity leave, she mocked him, saying, Pete Buttigieg got maternity leave and I didn't, and he's a dude. It's time Congress gets with the times. And so she's saying Congress needs to pass maternity leave and paternity leave, but she mocked a gay man as taking maternity rather than paternity leave. So I guess this is the working across the aisle we're supposed to do. It's like, I guess you technically want to do the right thing, but you want to mock someone for being gay along the way. It sucks sometimes, the people you need to work with. But anyway, I think she's right on both of the other parts of this story, Viviana. What do you make of this? What do you think about Mike Johnson shooting it down?
First, I think that this is, example of the entitlement that certain women, white women, tend to have in regards that they want certain things for themselves, but they really don't care whether or not other people can get those things. Obviously the hypocrisy of a pro-life movement, which I'm sure she probably is, having been in Florida, you would think that the support would, be necessary to include, you want to bring a child into this world, you have to bring a child into this world. Why not the support? She thinks she's better than other women. She thinks she's entitled. She mocks any gay man for whatever they believe. So I'm not surprised by that. But we do have the Family Leave Act in many states that allow women to take that time, but men and women, if they have a sick loved one, they need to take some time off for their own illnesses. And that's meant to protect people during these. Not perfect. We're going to have instances where we're ill or our mothers are ill or et cetera. So the fact that they're blocking a vote, I'm not surprised that a man is blocking this vote. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised that she feels so offended because she should be entitled to whatever she wants. So the hypocrisy is palpable.
Look, I think if they were to pass some sort of mandatory paid leave, that would be an amazing thing. I'll give the Republicans credit if they actually do that and don't make it terrible and don't put in that it also forces every trans person to be loaded onto a rocket and shot into the sun or something. As long as they don't poison it, that would be great and I'd like to see it. Also, by the way, and you'll see why we're bringing this up now, this is theoretically tied into women's rights. They should have the right to be able to work and have a family. This literally would probably lead to more people having kids. Where's Nancy Mace? I mean, she's all hopped up on defending women's rights this week. And I don't know, she's tweeting hundreds of times about one woman using a bathroom. Women, including her, not getting this right. She doesn't seem nearly as interested in.